My name is Terence Brown. I am the founder and owner here of Left Tackle Advisors. We have decided to create a YouTube channel to empower the viewers with financial knowledge that is crucial when it comes to retirement planning, making sure that you have a total game plan for retirement. We want everyone to find their purpose, especially in that wonderful chapter of life, right? That golden time that you're able to live that work optional lifestyle, enjoy the things you enjoy, spend time with those you want to spend time with, and be involved in the causes that are really important to you. We're going to do an overview of the total retirement game plan. This is our proprietary process that we've developed and refined over the years. And the beauty of this process is it didn't happen overnight. It's a living, breathing process. It's been developed by listening to, getting feedback from our current teammates and clients so that we can really have that impact with those that we work with, partner with them, go through retirement, being able to do the things that they love doing. Last night, was with a group of people doing an educational class. One of the people said, I didn't know retirement was so complicated. I didn't know there were so many moving parts. So the game plan is there to help provide confidence and clarity so that you can focus on looking forward in retirement. The analogy I love here at Left Tackle Advisors is our job is to protect the blind side, right? A left tackle is really important to a quarterback. He's the guy that protects the quarterback's blind side so that he can focus downfield, make the calls that are appropriate and necessary, get the ball to the right people. And that's our job here is to protect you so that you can spend your time looking forward in retirement rather than looking over your shoulder and worried about the what ifs, okay? A little bit about the total retirement game plan. A complete comprehensive game plan is going to have multi-facets to it. We call them the 5 playbooks, and we need to address each of these playbooks, make sure that there's a plan in each of these areas to give us that clarity and confidence moving forward that you can accomplish your long-term dreams and goals in retirement. When we talk about the total retirement game plan, again, there are 5 crucial playbooks that we need to put together a plan for and have some clarity about what's going to happen there. The first one is an income playbook. This may be the most important. I would consider this probably foundation of a complete retirement game plan. We need to have cash flow. We need to have income to maintain the lifestyle that we're used to and be able to enjoy it. A lot of things are going to go into making sure that that income playbook is going to work, that it's successful. We need to have secure income, right? So one of the things everybody asks is with Social Security, when should I draw Social Security? What's the appropriate time? Lots of layers to that we can help guide people to. And then when it comes to the income playbook, what other sources of incomes do we have? Do we have 401ks, savings, IRAs, etc.? And what's going to be the proper withdrawal strategy, right? Which one do we tap into first, when, and how do we make sure that that will last us as long as we're here and give us that security knowing that our cash flow is going to be okay and that we can enjoy and live and leave that impact that's really, really important to us. The second playbook that we're going to talk about is our investment playbook. Now, honestly, for many people, this is the one playbook that they think about before retirement. And it's not anybody's fault. Most people think this way, right? Because before retirement, we're just growing that investment portfolio. We're not taking withdrawals yet. We're just focused on getting it bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's a good thing. But as we go into a new chapter of life, what got us here may not get us to where we're going. When it comes to an investment playbook, right, we all know that obviously, there are different investments that we can use. Income being the foundation, right, being able to give us that cash flow. What investments are going to be appropriate to secure that? What investments are going to give us that income that we need, that we can rely on? And then what other tools can we use for maybe that longer term growth, money that we don't need today that we will need down the road? Some of the considerations from the investment playbook that we need to consider is our risk management. I would always ask, do you know what your risk score is? Do you know what you can tolerate, not just in your plan, but emotionally, right? If you're looking at your plan and your investment portfolio, what's going to help you sleep best at night, giving you that peace, right? Balancing risk and return, especially with all the retirement news that's out there, being able to protect against market volatility and really minimize that the best we can. Of course, we need to be diversified, right? One thing we got to be aware of, though, is not just diversification, because if we just diversify for diversification's sake, we refer that as to diversification. We got to make sure that the diversification is appropriate, that you've got the right asset allocation, and we're not repeating ourselves and owning the same things over different asset types. And then maybe even most importantly is kind of that ongoing management. What's the process to review, refine, make adjustments, and make sure that we are on the path to accomplish those things. The third playbook, we need to have a tax playbook. How are taxes going to impact us in retirement? For a lot of people, taxes are probably going to be the biggest expense and the biggest transfer of wealth throughout our retirement. So some of the key strategies that need to be, looked at here is, what is the withdrawal strategy, right? Do we have taxable assets today? Do we have assets that are tax favored that are going to be taxed down the road? And then do we have some tax-free assets? And do we have the proper diversification there as well? And then what are strategies to move our assets to that tax-free area, which really is where everyone would like to be, knowing that taxes may increase in the future? How can we put together strategies to try and lessen our tax liability throughout retirement? One thing to consider here, and if you haven't considered this is something we discuss all the time, but what are Roth conversion strategies that you could potentially implement? Have you looked at IRS code 7702? Does that make sense for your plan, a portion of it? Some really, really important things there. The fourth playbook is the healthcare playbook. A lot of people do have concerns about what does healthcare look like down the road? What if there's a long-term care event, right? Some key things to consider here is everybody's going to need to pick a Medicare plan at some point at age 65. Do you need Part A, B, or D? What prescription plan is going to be right for you? And if you're fortunate to have that work optional lifestyle prior to age 65, how are you going to have the proper health care during that gap until you can sign up for Medicare? A long-term care, right? That could really affect long-term, the longevity of a portfolio if we have a long-term care event. One thing too is are we taking advantage of health savings accounts before retirement? That's a good way to get money in a place that could be used for tax-free down the road. And potentially if we don't use it for that, we have an opportunity to use it in retirement. There are some new laws that have been put in place that may allow for that to happen. The fifth playbook is our legacy or our estate playbook. This is really significant, right? Because it's more than just distributing the assets. It's making sure that your wishes are honored and it's done efficiently. Do we have wills and powers of attorneys and directives and those things in place? Are all of our beneficiary designations up to date? Some people may require a trust to avoid probate and to make that transfer of assets very seamless and cost effective as well. Another thing too is some people have some gifting or charitable things that they'd like to do. And some people want to do it while they're still alive, right? So there are strategies that can be put in so that you can be charitable, be able to, gift, and be around to see some of the fruits of those things. And I always like to tell people, look, this is a multifaceted approach again, right? What happens in one area is going to affect another area. And just a simple example of that is, let's say we need to have enough income, right? We determine when we're going to draw Social Security. We've got that buttoned up where we feel comfortable about it. That may not be enough. And honestly, for the average American, it's going to cover about 40% of what we need. That's what the average American is going to need. People are going to need to pull money from their investments to create income. So two things, right? We're going to have to start drawing down the investments. Again, what are the right strategies to do that? Give us that secure income so that we can have the confidence moving forward. So great, we get more income. Well, if we get more income, guess what that's going to create? That's going to create more taxes, especially if most of our assets are in tax deferred or tax favored accounts, IRAs, 401ks, TSPs, 403bs, etc., right? And so this is a multifaceted living, breathing process that we need to work on to make sure that we've got all our ducks in a row. Really important that, when we go into retirement, we've developed a complete game plan to go through all of these things, right? We're here to coach and guide our teammates to work through all of this. I mean, it doesn't happen overnight. Rome wasn't built in a day. So it's a process that we're committed to working on with our teammates. Vince Lombardi was a phenomenal coach for the Green Bay Packers. One thing that he said is you have to be able to adapt at the moment. The biggest thing is having a game plan and sticking to it, but also understanding that adjustments have to be made. And that's what we've developed when it comes to our total retirement game plan process, making sure we've got the 5 playbooks in place, knowing that the one constant is things will change. So we're going to need to be able to call all audibles as things do change. And that's our commitment to our teammates, those that work with us, is to be able to work on this process together, be here, be teammates, be on the same team, and go down this path so that you can live more and leave your mark in this wonderful chapter of life. Subscribe, call us if you need anything, if you have any questions. Have a wonderful day. Be on the lookout for more content as this channel continues to grow.